Tonight on CTV News, travellers will be seeing red in Waimakariri district as the traffic lights go up. And it's a black day for City Council community facilities as councillors consider taking the knife to non-core services. This is CTV News, I'm Grant Mangan. The cost of building consents in Christchurch may almost double from July. Crown Manager Doug Martin is proposing a new fee structure more reflective of the complex post-quake environment. Patrick Phelps reports.
Since the earthquakes, buildings have been coming down and going up. Another thing going up could be the cost of consents for residential buildings. Crown Manager Doug Martin says cost of consents need to take into account the post-quake environment. The proposed fee structure would see the consent cost for a residential building valued between $100,000 and $300,000 almost double, going from $1,700 to $3,300. For a property valued between $300,000 and $500,000, the consent would cost $4,300, compared to the current cost of $2,250. Consents for any new buildings over $500,000 will cost $5,600, up from $3,250. Aaron Whiteside of AJ Whiteside Builders says the cost will really hit some people, but it may be a move to control the market.
Yeah, it's going to be lots more expensive for the person to apply for the consents. It's going to definitely push prices up, but at the same time, it's whoever it's driven by is probably hoping it's going to cool the market a little bit.
Aaron Whiteside says it might be a move to deter people from applying for consents and therefore slow the market. Earthquake Recovery Minister Jerry Brownlee is demanding an explanation for the proposed move. This morning, the Minister asked for a full report of the logic behind the increase. Mr Brownlee says he's aware of a case where a new house replaced a demolished one, which saw the rates revenue go from $3,500 to $8,000. He says that's a huge cash flow to the council and argues consents are an investment in future revenue. Aaron Whiteside says on the whole, the consenting process could do with improvement.
And do you think the consenting process is very efficient?
Not at the moment, no. But it's an internal thing that the Christchurch City Council need to work on, in my view. And if they get on top of that, hopefully things will flow in the next few years of rebuilding in Christchurch.
He says at the end of the day, it hits the person wanting to build. It's no skin off the builder's nose.
We're just the ones that put everything together. So, it's the person, like I said, the person who wants to build has to pay those extra costs, unfortunately.
When asked for further comment, the council said they will not speak until the proposals are more set in stone. Patrick Phelps, CTV News.
And staying with the City Council, belt tightening may see the city's libraries and recreation and sports facilities closing earlier. To save costs, councillors are considering cuts to non-core services in the 2014-2015 annual plan.
6 o'clock shuttings may be coming back, not for pubs, but for Christchurch's libraries. The council's investigating the merits of reducing the open hours of council-owned sport and recreation facilities and closing libraries at 6 in the evening. The exception will be one late night each for the Fendleton, Upper Riccarton and South Libraries. At a general plan workshop yesterday, it was discussed that a 2.3% decline in the rating base has caused a $10 million drop in revenue. Other measures under consideration as part of the annual plan process include pushing out the program for building the city's new cycleway network from 5 years to 8 years, a 15% increase in the base charge for council-managed community halls and increasing the bond for events held at community halls by a third. Mayor Leanne Dalziel says the council's focused on the rate rise remaining at 6.5%. She says it's not a matter of adding to the rates, it's a question of allocating budgets. The formal adoption of the draft annual plan is due later this month, after which it will be released for public consideration.
Funds set aside for restoring Addington's Woods Brothers flour mill may not stay in Addington since the project stalled. Woods Mill Limited received a sum of nearly $900,000 from the City Council's Heritage Incentive Grant. Due to project delays, the money wasn't paid out.
The hold-up with the development means the money given to Woods Mill will go back into the Heritage Incentive Grant. City Councillor Phil Clearwater says it's unfortunate for Addington because someone else in the city can now pick up the grant money. The funds for projects aren't allocated to particular suburbs. Councillor Clearwater says the council must look at where the funds are highest priority. He says the project's failure doesn't mean the end for the mill. Mr Clearwater believes someone will look at the mill again soon, because they want to keep as many heritage buildings open as possible. Woods Mill had planned to develop the site into residential apartments, retail and office space. Plans fell through when the council's finance committee revealed Woods Mill owes them almost $16,000 for a resource consent. Woods Mill director Richmond Painter says the company can no longer afford to pay debt. He blames the council, saying it took a year to complete the non-notified resource consent, which should have been granted in the statutory 20 days. Mr Painter says the council's incompetence in granting the consent has destroyed the building. In the property world, things die when not progressed quickly. It's one of the largest former mills in the South Island and has been used as a bakery, artist studio and a theatre for the Riccarton Players.
A major bridge in the Waimakariri district is getting a makeover. Work on the Ashley River Bridge on Cones Road in Rangiora gets underway this week.
Built over a decade ago, the technology behind the Ashley Bridge was some of the most innovative in the country. The reinforced concrete structures used in the bridge had never been seen before in New Zealand. But the technology of the bridge, built in 1911, isn't lasting. The structure has been suffering significant deterioration. The piers are at risk of damage from weakening during floods. Site clearance is due to start on the bridge this week, beginning on the foundations of the bridge. As part of this, the Breakbank car park on southwest side of the bridge will be closed for a short period of time, while tree clearing and earthworks are carried out. In the event of severe weather, the bridge has been closed, with the local council sending a free text alert updating residents on road closures. By modern standards, the current bridge is extremely narrow at 5.8 metres. The bridge will include cycle lanes on both sides of the road as well as the footpath.
And staying north of the Waimakariri River, history is being made in North Canterbury. At the end of the month, the first set of traffic lights will be installed in Rangiora.
The intersection at Lineside Road and the motorway ramps is going to be monitored by traffic lights. They'll be in place by the end of the month, with another 3 sets of traffic lights planned for Rangiora. The project has been driven by safety concerns. The intersection has caused some serious crashes, and the council say the traffic lights are in response to those. They received backing from the New Zealand Transport Agency and the Waimakariri District Council. The signals at the intersection will deal with dangerous judgment calls made by drivers using the ramps. And the third set will be at the Red Line intersection. A set of lights has also been confirmed for outside the new Pack and Save supermarket being built in Southbrook to help ease the congestion. Also, a proposal has been put forward for the Southbrook Road and Southbout intersection.
One of New Zealand's top primary producers is sharing ideas, learning and innovation this Thursday. The winner of the Lincoln University Foundation's South Island Farmer of the Year Award will host the upcoming field day.
Peter Yalens of Yalens Wine Group won the prestigious title for the 2013 season and is hosting the South Island Farmer of the Year Winners Field Day. The event shall be held at Yalens Estate Winery near Seddon. Lincoln University Foundation Chairman Ben Todhunter says the field day shall be relevant to all farmers. He says it's not just about winemaking, it's about innovation, entrepreneurship, business strategies and managing people. Participants shall receive insight into how Yalens has become New Zealand's 6th largest wine exporter in half a decade. Mr Todhunter says Yalens justifiably won Farmer of the Year title for how they've looked at all aspects of business, often finding better or more sustainable methods. He says whether growing crops, wool and meat, or producing milk, there will be learning opportunities for all farmers at the field days.
Coming up, new Shirley Papanui councillor Pauline Cotter on her first 100 days.
Every Tuesday night, I talk to the newsmakers and decision takers to get answers to the questions that have gone unanswered. It's time to listen carefully, see clearly, and understand the real issues. Join me for Point of View, Tuesday nights at 8:30 on CTV.
Just 20 minutes drive from Christchurch and nestled in the tranquil surroundings of Littleton Harbour is Canterbury's best kept treasure, Living Springs. This hillside paradise offers a diverse range of facilities, flexible accommodation and catering options suitable for any group, from school camps to large seminars. Inspire learning and team building with a range of recreational and challenging activities. Enjoy the breathtaking scenery and leave feeling revitalised.
If you're looking for a great quality car, look no further than Wheeler Motor Company. Based in Christchurch, they are known for their exceptional service and great value over 30 years. With around 150 cars to choose from, you can rest easy that Wheeler Motor Company will find the perfect car to suit your needs. So drop in and see Nick Wheeler and the team at 171 Morehouse Ave, or jump online at wheelermotors.co.nz.
Meet me there in Edgware. Bailey's Bar have reopened in their new location on the corner of Edgware Road and Colombo Street. Bring some friends along and enjoy a great range of top brand ales and our fine selection of wines, coupled with good music and a friendly ambience. The perfect place to start your day or evening out. Come and enjoy the great atmosphere at Bailey's Bar.
Avoid the cowboys when it comes to relocating. Trust A1 Movers, a family business since 1993 that guarantees a professional job every time. We carefully handle and wrap your valued items, ensuring they have a safe journey. Secure storage and insurance options also available.
A1 Movers, the careful, caring, moving company.
Meet the people behind the biggest political stories and scandals of recent times and discover a different perspective. People in Politics. Monday afternoon at 1:30, CTV.
Reporter Patrick Phelps interviewed new Shirley Papanui Ward Councillor Pauline Cotter as part of our 100-day series on the Christchurch City Council.
Just over 100 days in office for the Shirley Papanui councillor.
That actually feels like 100 months. We have hit the ground running, which was the intention. Performing really well, I believe. There's a heck of a lot to catch up on, to learn about the past and about the systems that were in place, about the projects that were going, about a lot of spade work's been done, but we've got to pull all the threads together and take it forward to another level now.
Councillor Cotter says the big thing has been getting everyone working together as a team. Not just city councillors, but the whole community. The teamwork has been well maintained so far, but the councillor says as a team, they must be careful not to slip.
I think any group of people working together does need to be vigilant. You need to be mature, you need to have rules. We're allowed to disagree, and that's really good. We sit around the table, it's more like a think tank and a brainstorm. It's good, it's healthy. We have good, robust discussion, and that's when you get good decisions.
Following that issue, the councillor says there are a number of things to tackle looking ahead.
Once we get our insurance sorted, first of all we've got our social housing insurance, which should be coming to us fairly soon, I really hope. And that way we can get, one of my platforms was housing. In our social housing we need to get so many units fixed. I think we've still got 200 closed. We want to build new ones and put a bulldozer through quite a few of the old cold ones.
Mrs Cotter says until the insurance comes through for housing and community facilities, the council is a bit stuck. And what does Councillor Cotter feel she's brought to the table?
It is community board experience that's very, very helpful, because you become familiar with the people in your community, the people who are actually on the ground holding everything together. Volunteers, heaps of volunteers, you get to know all those people.
One of Pauline Cotter's campaign platforms was easing congestion, something on which she says progress has already been made, but it's a bit of a conundrum.
It's a very difficult one because the city's changed. So the original traffic plan we had a few years ago no longer fits, but is that going to fit in the future? Are all those hubs going to come into the city? How many are going to stay? How many are going to leave? So it's a work in progress. We are focusing on cycling and pedestrian and public transport.
Mrs Cotter says the city needs a mentality shift around public transport, but knows people won't get on the bandwagon, or bus rather, until the system is run efficiently. It's not just a matter of easing congestion, but that environmentally, the fewer cars on the road, the better. And for the rest of the term, the Shirley Papanui councillor hopes to sort out social housing and community facilities.
Affordable housing is one issue. I'll probably focus more on social housing, and as I said, the repairs and the renewals and the demolishing of the old. And some sites we might be able to intensify, put a few more units on there. And also community facilities, we've lost a lot of those, and they're really important at grassroots level. So we'll be focusing on that.
Councillor Cotter emphasises for both issues, it's a matter of the insurance coming through. Patrick Phelps, CTV News.
Over the last few weeks, CTV News has been running stories on Christchurch City Councils after their first 100 days in council. Well, you've heard from your representatives, but what do ratepayers think of their performance? Marcus Gibbs investigated and was surprised to find most residents he spoke to couldn't even name a councillor.
Time's up. Your city councillors have now been in power for more than 3 months, 100 days in fact. But do you even know who they are?
Do you know who the new councillors are for your ward?
No. I don't. No, I didn't pay any attention whatsoever. No. No.
You know, I've got no idea. No idea at all, sorry.
Who are your city councillors?
I'm not sure.
Jimmy Chen and is it Mike Mora? Raj Munji and trying to think of the other one. Not sure, forgotten.
Jamie Goff.
I couldn't tell you that. To be honest, I have no idea. I don't pay any attention.
Is it Raf Manji? Is he one of them? Yeah.
Glenn Livingston, heard of him?
Nope.
David East, heard of him?
Nope.
No idea, mate. Wouldn't have a clue.
Do you care?
Not overly. No. Not at this point.
Perhaps the new councillors need to work harder to make a name for themselves. Despite not knowing their councillors, most ratepayers I spoke to still had an opinion of how their representatives were handling working for the city.
I love the way they've kept us informed all the way through about the roads, what's open, what's closed. I like all the entertainment that they have offered and given.
I haven't heard very much about it. Haven't heard a lot of bad news, but haven't heard a lot of good news.
I wouldn't have a clue, actually. To be honest, I'm not following them. The jury's still out, really. I'm a wee bit disappointed at the number of new people that she's had to appoint to help her out as mayor.
I haven't really noticed that much. Been too busy. They seem all right. I liked old Bob.
I don't know, I've got a business in the east and we're still really heavily impacted by what's gone on. We didn't get a lot of support from the first council, so I'm hoping for some improvements this time around.
I think they're doing the best they can with the resources they've got, but it's never going to be quick enough for everybody, to be honest. So, yeah, I think they're doing okay.
Well, there hasn't been any controversy, so I think it takes a settling in time, so I think, yeah, they've done all right.
They've kept a very low profile, which hopefully is a good thing.
I think they're going pretty well. I think they've really evaluated the budget well, and I think they're starting to make some progress.
With Bob Parker gone, it's all a bit quiet, really, so I'm sure they're doing a good job.
Certainly some thought-provoking comments for our councillors there. In 5 years' time, will you spend more time on a push bike than in your car? You might if Christchurch City Council staff get their way.
Hitting some of Christchurch's cycle tracks is a popular pastime for Cantabrians. The City Council's planning to build 13 new cycleways over the next 5 years. To make the $68 million project worthwhile, council staff are ramping up a campaign to get more people on a bike. It's a crusade to get Mr. and Mrs. Average biking to the local dairy, taking the children to school, and even getting the grandparents on a bike, which isn't unheard of. And 76 great-grandmother Lindsay McMillan is back on a bike for the first time in 60 years. She's busy training for a rail trail ride with her family, and she can be spotted out on her bike almost every day.
I have bought a second-hand mountain bike and decided, well, I'd better get out and practice. Pretty hard on the body to begin with, but I've managed to bike an hour and was pretty exhausted after that, but I'm pretty determined just to keep going and see how far I can get. I don't want to be left at home while they're all having a good time.
After a shaky start, she's hitting full speed.
Very wobbly on the wheels and took a little bit to get the balance again, but no, I'm good now, and I'm learning all the gears, and tried to get up a hill recently and used the wrong gear, so I had to go again, have another try, but no, I'm getting there.
She'll be one of the first trying out the trails when the Christchurch City Council builds its new tracks.
I think they're fantastic. They're happening throughout New Zealand now, and it's getting a lot more people onto bikes, old and young, and I think it's a wonderful thing.
The AA is encouraging thousands of people to travel to work tomorrow on two wheels as part of Go By Bike Day. Lindsay's a retired farmer, but she'll be joining the locals on their ride to work. She's fast becoming a cycling leader, motivating others her age to go for a spin around the block.
It's taken me off the sofa and got me outside, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
Lindsay's hoping other grandparents will rediscover a love for pedal power. Marcus Gibbs, CTV News.
Still to come, the annual Ellerslie Flower Show is just around the corner.
In Focus, captivating, informative, in-depth documentaries. Be informed and learn something new. In Focus, weekdays at 9 a.m.
My son's helped me greatly with my independence now that I've got more mobility.
Mum, I've been looking into stand assist chairs from More Mobility. They recline back with a footrest, then when you want to get out of them, they stand you up. You can even sleep on them. More Mobility can bring one out for a free trial. There's even electric beds too. What do you think? For more range and more expert advice, see More Mobility, corner Clarence and Princess Streets off Blenheim Road.
What a difference More Mobility makes.
Hi, Tony Todd from Todd of Ashburton, maintaining the essence of tradition while keeping in style with today. At Todd's, we do our best to meet customer demands and offer quality fashion with friendly service. Our brands are amongst the best. Catering to both men and women, we can have you looking your finest from top to toe. For our full list of brands and products, view our latest up-to-date catalogue at todds.co.nz.
Hi, I'm Rob Cope-Williams.
I'm Robin Frew, celebrant for Canterbury Christian Funeral Services. I'm there to speak for people who can't speak for themselves.
Robin and I know that as celebrants it's our role to make the day as special as it certainly can be. It's a celebration of your loved one's life, so it's important that we do everything we can to make it memorable.
You can't underestimate the value of a funeral service. Please contact Rob or myself at Canterbury Christian Funeral Services.
The Pawn Shop is buying gold now. Got a half-broken necklace? The Pawn Shop will buy it. Old earrings you haven't worn in years? The Pawn Shop will buy them too. The Pawn Shop will buy anything gold. Beautiful, broken, treasure or trash, the Pawn Shop will give you cash on the spot. Come along to the Pawn Shop to view our huge range of new and used jewellery. Everything's as good as gold at the Pawn Shop. 77 Ferry Road and 396 Blenheim Road.
Join us tonight at 6 for DW World News. Informative, lively, international news, breaking stories and global developments. DW News, weekdays at 6 p.m, right here on CTV.
Hours of work goes on behind the scenes preparing for the annual Ellerslie Flower Show. One designer is hoping when the gates open at the show, the public will take a second look at his design.
2 weeks until Hagley Park is filled with thousands of people, taking on the challenge of designing the best garden. Last year's winner of Young Designer of the Year award has thought up an inspiring design, asking the viewer to take a second look. The feature compares 2 playgrounds, one for an average active child and one for a child suffering from arthritis. The idea was sparked by his 6-year-old niece who has the condition.
Children at that age, to me, I didn't believe get arthritis. I always thought it was an elderly person kind of disease. So I thought, if I didn't know, how many people out there in New Zealand, don't know that, even kids get arthritis. So I thought, what a great story and what a great charity to do a garden for.
Part of the design is modifying features within the playground, representing how it could feel for a child with arthritis to use a playground when their condition has flared up. A typical fireman's pole has been replaced by a large tree trunk.
So you can imagine, trying to hold that and trying to slide down a rough tree trunk, the type of pain and how uncomfortable that would feel. So we're trying to communicate that message. So those are the type of things that we're changing to the playground to modify to help communicate that message across.
Although the design is Mr. Latome's own, help is on hand by families of children with arthritis and others to help get the design finished in time. The designers rely on volunteers to help them get everything ready on time, so I'm getting my hands dirty and helping out as well. While the designs are still taking shape, organisers of the event says there's a common trend among many of the designs. Flowers are back in trend as a way of protecting horticulture.
Well, basically bees are dying off, therefore causing pollination issues. So it's all about getting plants and flowers back that the bees will pollinate from.
Designers will be up all day and night, using the next couple of weeks to get everything finished and ready for competition day.
They really put their heart and souls into these exhibits. They want to get them absolutely perfect, so they'll start early and get the planning underway, yeah.
Gates of the show don't open until the 26th, but hours of work is still to be done to polish off the final touches on the designs before the public gets a look. Emma Cropper, CTV News.
If you're driving around the central city for business or for leisure, CTV's new traffic update will assist you navigating the repairs taking place.
Hello travellers, to help you plan your journey around the central city, here's an update on what's happening with the roads this week. Chilham Street will be one-way westbound only between Durham and Antigua Streets. This means there'll be no right turn into Chilham Street from both Antigua and Montreal Streets. Road users will be detoured down Chilham Street and Oxford Terrace. There will also be no right turn allowed from Chilham Street into Montreal. Please be aware turn movement restrictions due to roadworks are in place on a number of other streets. Keep watching CTV News first at 5 for the latest updates on what's happening with the Central City roads. And in the meantime, visit the Transport for Christchurch website.
And if you do visit that website, you can feel a great deal more confident about planning your travel through the centre of the city. And finally tonight, your regional weather.
Kia ora and good evening, Canterbury. A weak low pressure system is developing over the South Island and will drift into the Pacific tomorrow with a weak southwesterly airflow developing. Taking a look now at the weather for your area. Kaikoura sits on a warm 11 overnight tonight, then mostly fine tomorrow with high cloud and mild northerly winds during the morning. But cooler southwesterlies will bring some showers later on in the afternoon with a daytime high of 21 degrees. Hanmer Springs fine for most of the day tomorrow after 11 overnight, but late afternoon showers will bring the arrival of cooler southwesterly winds. Again, your daytime high sits on 21 degrees. Rangiora and Kaipoi enjoy a fine morning after 11 overnight with pleasant temperatures and some high cloud. The daytime high reaching 21 degrees and showers arriving during the afternoon with a cold southwesterly change. Christchurch sits on 11 overnight. They're mostly fine with high cloud and mild northerly winds during the morning. Daytime high pushing to 21 degrees, but cooler southwesterlies will bring some showers during the afternoon. Ashburton fine at first after 11 overnight with light winds, but thundery showers developing during the afternoon with a high of 21 and cool southwesterly winds. And Timaru, cloud increasing during the day after 11 overnight with showers developing during the afternoon and a cool southwesterly wind rolling through. Your daytime high will reach 19 degrees. In other areas now, all areas between 10 and 11 overnight. Highs ranging from 18 all the way up to 21 tomorrow. Arthur's Pass and Greymouth having showers throughout the day. All other areas starting off with some cloud and ending in showers as well. Looking ahead for Canterbury, mostly cloudy and cool on Thursday, dry for most of the day, but some showers may develop later on in the afternoon or evening with moderate southerly or southwesterly winds. Low cloud on Friday morning breaking with sunny periods during the afternoon and moderate northeasterlies developing as well. So it looks like the crops are going to get the rain they need. Just be aware to dress warm tomorrow and make sure you take an umbrella as well. That's it from me. We'll have another update for you tomorrow.
And that's CTV News for Tuesday. I'm Grant Mangan. Good night.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.